Hey guys, it's Glenn for GMP Custom Fabrications and Kool Vibz LLC. If you're watching this video, that means that I actually followed through and got this one done. I had several people asking me for an update video on the food truck, so let's get started. I'll have to go back and look and see what I had last showed on the food truck. I think I maybe just did a walkthrough of how we got it. Hopefully that's the case, because then this will show a good contrast to that. So here we go. Now mind you, there's no equipment set up in here yet, but here's a picture I'll pull up on the screen to show what it looks like with the equipment in place. Keep the light on. All right. So, as you hopefully saw in the picture I held up there, this truck basically had 2 rows of cabinet height boxes on the inside that were not accessible from the inside, only from the outside, and we needed to convert it to a food truck. So I'll start here in the corner. Now mind you, I'm calling the truck 90% done. I still have a lot to do on it. Starting over here at the serving station, cups mounted up. I had to make a new bracket. The bracket will be getting painted white. Work our way through here. This will be the serving station. Ignore the mess out there outside the shop. We're out in the shop. Okay, and then it will have the shaved ice machine here. We have a point of sale register that we'll have mounted on the wall, and we got a cash drawer. And this box here is one that used to only be accessible from the outside. Well, with the food truck, I guess one obstacle was getting the power, because a lot of the places that we'll be at will not have some place for us to just plug in, and even if they do, they may not be able to carry all the load of our equipment. So we're just going to have stuff on board. So I had a 5 kilowatt generator from an RV, so I used it. Got some batteries. I'll run an inverter. It's a 4,000 watt inverter. I'm not sure. I've tried running the numbers on exactly what we're going to need, and it's kind of really hard to say, because we don't know at this point what we'll have running at the same time. The big issues would be the cotton candy machine and the snow cone machine, both of them high current draws. We have also the water heater. It's a big current draw. Fortunately, we can pick and choose when we run it. We can wait until cleanup time, or my thought is when we're driving to an event, we'll have the water heating up on the way there. We'll be using I put a battery isolator in place, so the truck can be charging the battery bank when we're driving. So I figure we're driving to an event, we'll have the water heater on, heating the water up, and so when we get to the event, we can turn it off, and that's one less power draw to worry about. We've got a lot of stuff figured out, but until we get everything done and we're packing up for the first show, or hopefully before the first event, we'll kind of do a test run where we're putting all the cups in here, all the supplies we need, and just figure out from there where everything's going to need to go. Because not only will we need shelves, we're going to have ways to strap everything down for the trip so it doesn't move. But this is really the only cabinet in here left. We were originally planning on more, but as it evolved, more of the outside boxes that were going to be cabinets end up being used for other things. I've got a deep freeze for ice storage. There's a good example right there of the lost cabinet space that was down in there. I had to cut the cabinets out, or the boxes out, make room for that. I'll skip over kind of what's here and address it from the outside. Yes, that's part of that 10% that is going to get done yet, but I'll explain more on that later. This is our flavor station. This is something that I think will set us apart and allow us to do good. Is all of our flavors will be up in here, and then they'll feed down to the outside to a spigot thing. A lot of you saw the little short video I did where the white arm comes out the side of the truck and folds down. well, this is the other end of it. This is what we'll be feeding it. My hopes is that I'll have it refrigerated. That way our syrups will be cool going out, so that it doesn't melt the shaved ice right away. Nothing to see in there yet. Electrical. That was probably been my biggest struggle. Not because I don't have an understanding of electricity. I've had training in industrial wiring, household wiring, so I'm good on all that. Issues I was having was predict the future of knowing what kind of loads to anticipate. I know the math doesn't add up for being able to run all this at the same time. That's just, I think a lot of houses would probably have a hard time running with everything at the same time. So that's sorted out. I've got most of it done. I got a couple more circuits to run from the box to various places in the truck. Actually, I have one more conduit run to do on it. This will be actually where our upright freezer will end up sitting there. And fortunately, it's only going to come to here, so I'll still have access to the box, so it won't be blocked. Our sinks looking much better, I think, than some of the pictures I'd posted, although they still getting painted. But yeah, I'll show you that part of it here in a minute. The water pump and the water box, I guess you call it, and hand wash sink. As far as I know, that's two of the biggest criteria for the health inspection is hand washing and having the 3-compartment sink. So we got that covered. Also having water temperature, being able to get 100 degrees. I know our water heater will do that. So we'll move on here. I've got cotton candy will be there. Probably popcorn in the corner. Leaves us room here for nacho cheese warmer. A little bit of workspace there. And then we get onto the ceiling here. Because of this having a translucent fiberglass top, it allows sunlight in, which I didn't want to lose that. And unfortunately, the white panels like these that they have block too much light. So I went with the clear, and it does its job. I think we'll get by without having to run any lights, which this is an LED light, so it doesn't draw much anyway. And then also have the party lights. I'm probably going to move them around, maybe do them differently. We didn't want anything flashing or anything, but from the outside, it's kind of more of a, when the customer is looking in here, it's more of a fun, creates more of a fun atmosphere. It will tie in good with the colorfulness of the truck wrap we're having done. Here's a picture on the screen of the wrap that we're going to be going with. It's real similar to what I had created. Had to tweak some of the stuff, and there will be more tweaking as the truck takes shape, as far as where they have to cut their panels at and lay stuff out. But I'm going to show you the outside, the magic behind it all. First box, not real eventful thus far, but I'm going to have a 12-volt converter battery charger will be mounted in this box. Much of this box, this truck, the bottom was rotted out. So this is one of the boxes I still need to build up the bottom in it. And we have some storage left there. This is the 12-volt system. There's not much wired to it yet. Just right now, just the water pump that you saw working. But yeah, so far that's it on the 12 volts. Anyway, this is the battery box. I got a fan to help draw the fumes out, the hydrogen out while it's charging. But yeah, these are actually golf cart batteries. We had 4 golf cart batteries. Actually, we had 6 from the golf cart we have here at the house. My setup here is actually it's 12 volt, but it's 2 6s in series there, which gives me 12. Another 2 in series there, and then they're wired parallel. This door was a box. As you can see, we're just inside the cabinet door there. This is where the freezer's at now. This door is going to be going away. We went back and forth about maybe putting a petition in here, using this for a shelf, for napkins. You can see we had a napkin thing out, and maybe have it go halfway down, and just a lot of different things. And with us putting a wrap on the truck, any of this stuff like this, the framing, the hinges, handles, all that stuff is just going to make it harder to wrap and make it look worse when it is wrapped. So we decided this door will be going away completely. I'll take the frame off, door completely gone, and then I'll do like I did on this door. I shortened this door. Got a piece of 1/8 inch steel, cut it, drilled it, attached it, and I'll do the same thing here. So I'll go back and I'll use a flap wheel, smooth off all the bolt heads, get it all smooth, maybe some body filler, and I'll do the same thing here, just to smooth all this out. Because, you know, just imagine, you know, this able to be completely smooth area, because this is where the customers are going to be at. They're going to be walking up there, they're going to be here. For those, this is outside outlets, which are going to be replaced with ground fault. For those who hadn't seen the video, this is our air conditioning unit. It's a standalone unit made for cooling the room, a portable unit. This eventually will be ducked into the syrup station to keep the syrup cool and possibly cool the inside of the food truck if needed. That's a whole nother thing to worry about. And for those who hadn't seen the video, this is our flavor station. Hold down. This will be opened. And then that would be how the kiddos get their shaved ice flavors. We went back and forth on the idea. We've read some articles that actually say that people, when they're serving themselves with syrup, generally will use less than what we would, trying to make the customer happy. So we're hoping that's true. We're hoping that we don't have a bunch of kids that are just out of control and wasting a bunch of stuff. We have the option, you know, we can always, if whoever's working sees that there's a problem out here, somebody getting silly, they can be shut off inside, and then they could be addressed. But we don't foresee anything like that. But yeah, we'll have 12 different flavors set up, you know, accessible. You know, this will be the same all the way down. So these two are the same, these two, and we'll have the flavor names on there. And this will allow us to focus on the shaved ice and other things instead of adding the flavor. We found out from our trial run or test run last summer that we spent a lot of time. That was just a full-time job for one person to get the flavors on the cones, to do the shaved ice, and then to add the flavor to it. It took a whole nother person to do that. And so fortunately we continued to do research and found out there's a better way. So this is our better way. So that's the flavor station here. Oh, and I didn't even show you the window. I showed you from the inside. This is an RV window that from one of my RVs that I tore down. I think it was one of the Sketchies. Yeah, one Sketchies motor came out of. And that does get to another point, is this. See how high this is? It's doable, but it's not ideal. See how much room I got for the wheel to go up? That's where I'm looking at. I'm hoping that it will be, I don't know when I'll get to it. It needs to be done sooner rather than later. But I need to drop this truck. I need to drop it about 5 inches. 3 in front, 5 in the back, make it nice and level. Have not ruled out airbags. Yeah, that's going to be an adventure. But, you know, it will, you know, to drop that window to here would just, it doesn't look like a lot, but it would be night and day difference for trying to service kids, because most of our customers are going to be kids. I put a shelf up here for our credit card swipe reader thing. Will be out here. We'll have napkins and stuff out here. Probably going to keep the straws and spoons on the inside. We don't want them getting dumped out and wasted. Another big part of the project is this. Owning 5.0 BSA generator. ignore some of this stuff. Some of this is being changed yet. One issue that I've been racking my brain over, and the internet's been somewhat helpful, is transfer switches and transfer power. And anybody who's dealt with RVs, you know, you have shore power, you have battery power, and then you got your generator in most cases. And you have to find a way for them all to play nice together. You don't want to be sending current. You don't want to fire your generator up and blow up your inverter. You don't want your inverter feeding back into your generator. You don't want to plug your power cord into power and end up, you know, blowing anything up. So there's a lot to that, making the switchable transfer switches. They have automatic setups. They have, and which I didn't see being necessary. We're going manual on all of ours, and so that's what kind of what I was showing you there. I don't have it mounted up right. I'm getting proper boxes for these, but depending on what the combination you have, these determines on where the power is coming from and where it's going. And then we got our water room. We have our water tanks. I think 16 and 20, I believe. It had to be for food truck regulations. You have to have your wastewater so much bigger than your supply water. And so I've already played around quite a bit and got most of the, you can kind of see the water line there. I filled this up the other day just to test everything out. But this, the drain, the water heater, and the 12-volt pump, which came from also one of the RVs. So it's old, but I held on to it and hooked it up, and it works. So I tried to recycle as much RV stuff as I could. If I had known at the time I was tearing those down that I'd be doing something like this in the future, I would have held on to more stuff. I would have held on to water tanks and some other things. But oh, and this door here, this is on the back side of where the freezer is going to be at. This was locked out when we first got it. They had it blocked off already. It will be also getting cut, you know, replaced with a piece of steel in order to just clean up this area. That being said, there may be potential for more storage in this bottom part. So I may end up doing over like I did over there, cut the door down and use the lower section that's be available for storage. Storage is going to be at a premium, I think they say. But yeah, that's it. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 months. I'm really getting excited and nervous at the same time over all this. We haven't actually had everything in there wired up and running to test everything. I came up with an idea on how to possibly make all that work together, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm sure somebody watching this is a electrical engineer, yeah, and would say that's not going to work. I may do a video on that by itself because I think it's kind of a unique solution that will lend itself in this situation, but I'm not going to get into that. This is an update video, not this is how I'm going to do a video. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Probably not. I was lucky to get this video out. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. That's your update video. I want to thank Lenny for finally getting me off my butt to get this done. Lenny, a brother in Christ, called me out Sunday saying, "When are you going to do another video? I'm waiting on an update video." Okay, I'll do it. It's not due to lack of wanting to. I just my GoPros are all like 10 years old. The batteries are just as old. Usually halfway through trying to film something, the battery dies, and then I have to go back and redo the stuff. So a lot of this stuff I'm kind of figuring out as I go, as I do with a lot of my fabrication type stuff. And sometimes having to babysit a camera is really not helpful. It's a distraction that I don't need. I got enough squirrels running around in my head without having to worry about babysitting a camera. So that being said, yeah, it's not the prettiest thing yet. It's so much better than it was. I got a lot of painting to do. I got a lot of surfaces to recover still, and a lot of other stuff to do. But hopefully the next video you'll see is it all painted out, everything finished out nice, and we'll have the equipment in here and we'll be doing a test run of the whole system. I'm filming this like in the last week of February. I'll show the exact date down below. I honestly don't know what day it is. But as I've been building this, my beautiful bride Patty's been in the house going through schedules, going through event planning, trying to figure out where we fit in, and I will be updating as we're doing events. We will be sharing them on our Facebook page. I need to start sending some of these pictures to the Kool Vibz Instagram. I've not been doing real good at staying up on that. But yeah, I apologize to anybody who, I went back and looked at the last stuff I had uploaded, and yeah, that was a long time ago. But a lot of the stuff wasn't really, how would I say? It was a lot of little things that wasn't worth showing me doing the work. I don't know. I felt a hard time justifying putting out videos on a lot of stuff I was doing. I know there's a lot of stuff I could have set up cameras and had you watch me put the inverter in and wire it and do this, and you would have saw me first. I put it in the wrong location because I had it with the batteries where it shouldn't have been, and then I moved it to where it's at now, and stuff like that where I would do something and then I'd have to redo it because I did something wrong. But that being said, I've come a long way. Patty's really happy with the progress. That's the most important thing. God's really blessed us during this whole process. The way my work's been working out, the deals that we've been getting on stuff. These countertops, we got $2 or $3 at an auction. I had to cut them down, make them fit, but they look good. And just a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff. If I just take my time and I'm quiet and I listen and I pray on stuff, answers will come, and they have been. And it's just been amazing, the things that have been revealed to me. Like one of my solutions to my electrical problem that I had mentioned earlier that I'm not going to get into. I think the solution to it had to be, inspired, because I don't know where it would have came from. 'Cause I would never thought of it, and there it was, first thing this morning, like they usually come. But yeah, so I've got a lot of stuff to do. Fortunately, mechanically, knock on wood, the truck doesn't have any issues. It's been a champ. It's been driving good. Everything's been fine on it. That's your Kool Vibz LLC GMP Custom Fabrications food truck update. I'm gonna throw this in here. There's a Bible verse that I think really has helped get me through this, and it's 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. And there has been a lot of anxiety here, and to know that I'm not alone in this, not just my bride, but my creator. I believe he's got our back on this whole project. I think that it's been put on us so that we can contribute more, so that we can serve more, and that's where this is all headed. I mean, it's not that we wanted to, start a food truck so we can buy nice cars and get a bigger house and all that. It's so we can give back to community. We want to be able to maybe serve communities, use it. There's some mission possibilities that we're kind of looking into, and it would be awesome to be able to load this truck up with supplies and drive it, impoverished areas down in, I won't get the details, but anyway, be able to load it down with supplies, go places, and not just hand out supplies, but be able to, give out cotton candy and shaved ice and do stuff like that. I mean, it's one thing, and bring joy and to people that, may not know, that in their whole life they may not ever get shaved ice or cotton candy, and that seems really trivial, but we just want to spread that the God we serve is good. We believe this truck will give us opportunities to serve in so many ways that we hadn't even considered. I'm sure opportunities are going to come up all the time. We're just really excited about the opportunities to serve in this way. I don't know if this would be considered a ministry of sort. Kind of depends on how it goes, I guess. But yeah, we've got, you probably won't be able to see it on the pictures of the wrap that I put on the screen, but we've got select Bible verses on it. There will be no doubt that this is a Christian-owned business, and that's good. I mean, I have no problems putting that out there. So anyway, I've got a lot of work to do. I'm glad I stopped and did this. I'm going to go in and edit it right now before I do anything else. So I know I got something, and so I know that the cameras was working and that my angles are good, and I got good lighting. I'm not stalking in shadow most of the time, which is easy to do in here. But yeah, I just thanks for stopping by. Thanks for caring about what we're doing enough to take time out of your day to watch a video. So Lenny, this is for you. Thanks for watching, and God bless.